Chiefs Kingdom, that was about as rough a finish as we could have gotten. 16-13 loss to the Chargers is going to end Kansas City's season from a playoff perspective. No more chance to make the playoffs. And of course, we have enormous injury news to discuss today around Patrick Mahomes and a number of other Kansas City Chiefs who left this game with injuries or briefly left and then returned. We're going to talk about a lot of different guys. Felt like pretty much everybody, at least at some point, was on the trainer's table or in the blue medical tent. So we may not hit on every single one of them, but the biggest and most notable ones we are absolutely going to hit, and then we're going to get into the reasons why Kansas City lost this game and why their season is ultimately over from a playoff perspective. The first time in Patrick Mahomes' career as a starter that Kansas City will not make the playoffs. But before we do that, I want to hear from you guys. I want us to just commiserate together. Spam F in the comments, because F to pay respects to the Kansas City Chiefs season. Spam some Fs in the comments because this was an absolutely brutal way to finish it. And if you want to, while you're at it, let me know who is most responsible for the Chiefs' loss today. Who do you blame it on most? In my opinion, it's just the collective offensive line injuries. Not that they were the backups, and we're going to talk about them, but I think that collective group really showed up today, not having the guys that we didn't have along the offensive line. But speaking of injuries, let's get started with the injury news coming out of this one, and obviously we have got to start with number 15, Patrick Mahomes. If you missed it, if you didn't catch the game today, on the final drive of this one, Mahomes, who's been dealing with a leg injury, we've seen him kind of hobble around. We haven't gotten any exact details on what he's dealing with, but we know his leg's not 100%. That left leg's been bothering him over the last couple weeks. He's really made no secret about that with just his hobbling at times, especially when he gets hit. But this was by far the worst that we've seen. Dashawn Hand drags him down. He's rolling out to his right to try to make a throw. And Hand, who is a big 300-plus pound defensive tackle, rolls up on that ankle, puts a ton of weight on that ankle, and you can see as he does so, as he pulls him down from the ankle, it just puts the knee in a very awkward position, and that knee buckles hard. Mahomes goes to the ground. He needed a lot of assistance to get off the field. I have no idea why they didn't bring the cart out for him. I feel like a lot of Chiefs fans probably feel the same way. Why is Mahomes walking off of the field? Where is the cart? What are we doing? That is the most valuable player in our franchise. He might be the most valuable player in the entirety. Actually, he is the most valuable player in the entire NFL. And we're going to have that guy walk under his own power. His ACL, his MCL might be torn. Hell, his PCL. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. But something is seriously wrong with his left leg. And we're going to let him just walk off the field, limp off the field with a couple trainers. We've got carts. Let's get them out. Let's get our franchise quarterback carted off the field in this situation. I don't think that's too much to ask for that guy. Sorry, just frustrating that he ended up having to walk off under trainer assistance rather than being carted off. But to be honest with you guys, we don't know a ton about this injury situation just yet with Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid did give a brief statement afterwards, and he pretty much told you what I just did. He said he didn't look good, which... Hey, Andy, we know. We saw it. But he also told us MRI scheduled for tonight or tomorrow. And that's the big news. We're going to know a lot more, hopefully tonight. Hopefully we hear something tonight. If not, tomorrow morning, we should know what Patrick Mahomes' injury status is in full. And as soon as we do, this is why you guys have got to hit that subscribe button. You've got to stay up to date. Turn on the bell. This is one of those situations where you do not want to miss these updates. And I'm going to have the news for you as soon as it is available. So subscribe to the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports today. Make sure you turn on your notifications as well. As soon as we have Patrick Mahomes injury news, I'm going to have a short out. Hell, we might even come in here and go live if it's big enough. I'm not sure, but if the news justifies it, we may have to make it happen. If enough of you guys subscribe, if enough of you guys are commenting, we might have to make it happen. But as soon as we know what's going on with Patrick Mahomes, we will have that report for you guys. And my take on this situation, I don't want to see Patrick again for the rest of the year. And I know that's weird, right? Like, obviously he just got hurt. We're obviously distressed about that. even if there is a chance, even if Patrick gets through this MRI and they're like, actually, you know what? His knee is structurally sound. It's still an injury. There's no way he gets out of this without an injury. But whatever that injury looks like, there's no structural damage to the knee. Mahomes could ultimately play. I don't care. I don't want to see Patrick for the rest of the year. We're out of the playoffs. There is no reason with that knee not 155% that Patrick Mahomes should be out on the field. Just absolutely zero reason that that guy needs to be in the line of fire again this year. And I don't think I'm out on an island on that one. Let me know in the comments if I'm out on an island on that one, but I really think that is how the majority of Chiefs fans feel, or at least should feel, in my opinion. A couple other injuries to talk about before we get into the reasons why we lost this game. Tyquan Thornton, ugly hit from Tony Jefferson. Drove me mad. I mean, just like, that's the type of stuff we're trying to get out of the game, that everyone's been trying to get out of the game. Hey, I love physical football. I love big hits, but that's going straight for the head on a defenseless receiver. Tyquan Thornton ends up exiting the game. So does Tony Jefferson, in my opinion, rightfully so. He was ejected. Obviously caused a little bit of a scuffle as well. And hey, you know, of all the things that we saw today, the one thing I can say I'm really proud of Kansas City for, ride for your guys. As soon as Tyquan Thornton went down, 5 or 6 Chiefs up in the face. Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, Creed Humphrey, all up in Tony Jefferson's face, letting him hear that that is not okay, that that's not going to fly at Arrowhead Stadium without retaliation. And that is exactly what we did. And so, like, even in losses, you take away, this team has heart. This team fights for each other. You know what I mean? Like, you can see that. You can see that. As much as this season has been a stinging, it sucked. It sucked so bad. But little moments like that give you a little bit of faith in, like, okay, these guys, I mean, they do care about each other a lot. And I was happy to see that. But Thornton in concussion protocol after that injury. No further updates on that one. A guy, I hope we can get him back in the rotation. I hope he'll come out of that, but ultimately it's probably going to cost him at least 1 to 2 weeks, so questionable there as well with 3 games left on the schedule. Looking forward to the other injuries. Nick Bolton, left and returned repeatedly. No exact details on what's going on with Nick Bolton at this time. Rashee Rice, a similar situation. He left and returned one time, did finish the game. And then Jalen Moore, we know it's a knee injury. He left, returned, and then left again. Just no exact details. I think so much of the media attention, I cannot blame these guys. The beats really just wanted to ask about Patrick Mahomes. Not a ton of questions were fired about some of these other guys just yet. So we'll be waiting on more details for you. I will give them to you as soon as they come out. Another reason why you got to hit that subscribe button and make sure you're tuned in for our shorts that'll be coming out soon. But obviously the big one on Mahomes, and that clearly dominated the injury conversation after this one. Let's switch gears in our conversation to the reasons why Kansas City lost. We are going to touch on all of those in just 1 second. There is 3, or I do have 2 or 3 keys in this one. I got 3, and we'll get to all 3 of them in just 1 minute. But first, I got to tell you guys about the reason why every holiday party I throw is a massive success, and that is Omaha Steaks. You guys already knew it before it even came out of my mouth. You guys know how much I love Omaha Steaks, but I've got to tell you guys about how awesome they are as holiday gifts. So this year, we're doing a white elephant with my family, my future brother-in-law and my future sister-in-law, and hopefully they're not watching this video, but they've got Omaha Steaks on the way. The juicy burgers I knew would be absolutely perfect for my future brother-in-law. He loves to throw them on the grill, and I've had them before. You guys know that, and they are my favorite burger in the industry. Just absolutely juicy, a perfect bite every single time. That is backed by Omaha Steaks' 100% quality guarantee. It is unrivaled quality and variety, and right now is the perfect time to save on their delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites because, guys, I've got an exclusive deal just for our Chiefs Report viewers. The Kingdom is going to get an extra $35 off with promo code CHIEFS at at checkout. So save big on your unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code Chiefs at checkout. Terms to apply. See site for details. The link will also be in the description and in the pinned comment to go check out Omaha Steaks. And if you do, make sure you use promo code Chiefs. As I always say, they are a massive support to the channel, and as are you if you go check them out and use promo code Chiefs. So a huge shout out to Omaha Steaks once again. But let's get into the three major reasons why Kansas City lost. Number one, you have no rhythm on offense right now. Just absolutely no rhythm whatsoever. It's the same story as last week in a lot of ways. And a lot of that I can attribute to the offensive line. I feel like problems were different last week. This team just has varying problems in terms of being unable to get it going on offense, being unable to get the passing game back in rhythm. But the line was, I feel like, the major issue this week. Timing just was not there. Rhythm was not there. And a lot of that is because you're missing 5 guys in the offensive line group. That's like half the position group, guys. I don't know what to say. No Trey Smith, no Josh Simmons, no Jawan Taylor, no Jalen Moore at times in this one, no Wanye Morris. That is 5 guys that are out. Esa Pele and Chu Godric were starting at tackle for significant portions of this game. Chu Godric had never played a snap of NFL football prior to today. Before today, you and Chu Godric played the exact same number of snaps in the NFL. Let that sink in. He was starting at right tackle for us today. Or not starting, but played significant snaps at right tackle for us today. It's hard when that's what the offensive line looks like. It's damn hard, guys. There's really no two ways about that. And your run game's going to be atrocious, and we saw that. 17 carries for 34 yards, just 2 yards per carry. It's hard. It is hard to get anything going when your offensive line is atrocious, when you can't run the football. And we've talked about this time and time again this year because the run game has been a consistent issue, even when the offensive line has been at its best. So, of course, it's going to be a massive problem when the offensive line is down to left tackle number 3, who Esa Pele, again, has been one of the stronger points of that offensive line. But the passing game, of course, it's awful. Again, can't protect Patrick Mahomes. He gets sacked 5 times again. 16 for 28 tonight. He's 30 for 61 in the last 2 games. He's thrown 4 picks over the last 2 games. That's bad. There's really no other way to describe it other than awful. Truly, truly awful. Lacking rhythm entirely. Really, the only drive that was great was the opening drive. A ton of false hope off of that one. I feel like we've done that a couple times this season. But honestly, and I noted this on Twitter. Drop me a follow at jdurham_fball. That was only the second time in our last 8 games that we have scored on our opening possession. Didn't get another touchdown for the rest of the game. But, yeah. Tough rhythm on offense. Just completely lacking it. Reason number 2. You missed a massive opportunity. Ashton Gelati's interception sets the Chiefs up at LA's 19-yard line. These are the type of plays that in the modern NFL change football games. Ashton Gelati's pick, that could have been a game-winning play for Kansas City, but you've got to finish the drive. You cannot come out there, take over in your opponent's red zone, get such a great opportunity handed right to you, put right in your lap by your defense, and then on the preceding 7 plays, manage just 10 yards. That's losing football. That is the definition. You look up losing football in the dictionary, the type of dictionary that comes with phrase definitions, you get a picture of that sequence. That is losing football defined. You don't win playing that way. You don't win blowing massive opportunities and settling for 3 off of picks like that. Justin Herbert's not a guy who gives you a lot of those. You've got to cash the ones you get. Just unacceptable. Lastly, you came out horrible after the half. Absolutely horrible. This goes back to point number 1 in a lot of ways, but I just really want to drill in on it. First drive after the half, Chargers go 11 plays, 66 yards, and score. It's a field goal. Still tough. Then you, as an offense, proceed to go 3 and out on your next 2 drives, and in the third quarter get outgained -4 to 103. No, I did not misspeak. The Chargers had 103 yards in the third quarter. The Chiefs mustered -4. They didn't even muster anything. They lost 4 yards. Muster is the wrong word because that would imply you came out with something positive, even if it was meager. -4 yards in the third quarter. 4 possessions in the second half in total. Punt, pick. Dane Henley's interception put away the last drive we had with Patrick Mahomes finishing it. And then, of course, Derwin James's interception on Gardner Minshew. Let me remind you that this was a must-win game. A absolutely must-win game for the Kansas City Chiefs. We lost this one, the playoffs are over. That's how we finished. That's how we came out in the second half of a must-win, gotta have it, win or go home game. Punt, pick. Unacceptable. Inexcusable. Did you want it? Did you? Like, I think that's what you have to ask. When you come out in the second half like that, did you want to go to the playoffs this year? Did you want to finish this season strong? Because it didn't seem like it in the second half. It really did not. I think the only moment the Chiefs showed heart today was the one I talked about earlier, when they stood up for Tyquan Thornton. Outside of that, did not feel like a Chiefs team that wanted to go take this one from the LA Chargers, and that's what you had to go do today. You had to go take one, and you didn't do it, and the season is over. And so is this video, because it's getting ranty at this point. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for our Monday overreaction, which will also probably be pretty ranty. Appreciate you guys always hanging out with us on the Chiefs Report by Chad Sports. I have been Jackson Durham. We will see you guys next time.